Good morning, world. It's a beautiful day. Today, I would like to share with you a personal story. I did a webinar on the root causes of disease a couple of weeks ago, and I had so much trouble with the software. It was all new to me, and no matter how many times I tested it and it seemed to be working, when it actually came to the webinar, it didn't work the way that I had planned and thought and practiced. So I wound up having to re-record it probably 4 or 5 times in order to be able to send it out to the people who had paid to attend and wanted to have it for their own personal use and records. After I had done all that and my frustration level was high, and I reflected back on the whole process, I wished that I had spent more time on stress and as it relates to vitamins. So here's a freebie for everyone who didn't attend the webinar on stress. Most people who know me know that I've had a few stress events in my life. And most recently, I had a big one around COVID, not COVID itself. COVID was the actual least stressful thing that was happening for me personally during that period of time. So when this ended, and it was about 2 years, when that ended, I felt this huge sigh of relief, and everything was great. I felt the relief in my body. My spirit was happier. I felt free and very optimistic. Wonderful. Yay, rah. But about 2 weeks after the closure of this event, I suddenly had a lot of fatigue, and my muscles became sore as though I had been constantly working out, constantly running, constantly having weightlifting sessions. I don't know, like everything hurt all the time. And then my fingers started hurting and all my joints, I started feeling arthritis in my fingers, my knees, everything, my elbows, everything hurt, all my muscles, all my joints, and I was so tired. And I was like, dang, I'm like an old lady. What's happening? And I would take naps during the day. I would like get a morning's worth of work done and then be like, wow, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. And I'd lay there and I would notice how my muscles hurt and how my joints hurt. And I'm not sure why. You just kind of get caught up in life, right? You know, ignore yourself. That happens. But I allowed this to happen for a period of months and went, well, maybe I'm just recovering, you know, I'll feel better later. And I didn't address it. I can't remember what finally made me go, okay, Stacy, this is madness. You know, you gotta, what would you tell yourself if you were your own client? Because I felt like I was developing like fibromyalgia or something. So I did. I muscle tested myself. I went to my own functional medicine doctor and had a bunch of labs done, and took all that data and went through my full kinesiology panels and organ systems and everything, and very grateful that I had the resources to do this. But the long story short is very simply, I had burnt through every last drop of my body's supply of B vitamins. So I'm just gonna say B vitamins. There's a bunch of B vitamins, but for simplicity's sake, I'm not gonna be specific about all of them. So fact is that your liver is capable of storing a great deal of these. It will store 2 to 3 years worth of B vitamins. But when you are stressed out, you burn through vitamins really fast. Lots of them, not just B's, other vitamins too. But this was my case. And you burn through your supply and you burn through your reserves. And when that stress event ended and I was finally able to relax and my adrenal system went, and when that happens, that everything in me that was cortisol, that was hanging on for dear life, in that fight or flight state, finally let go, and all the inflammation that it had been suppressing for all that time came out all at once. So the solution to this was really simple, actually. I really just took a whole lot of B vitamins and I felt better in a couple of weeks, in the matter of a couple of weeks. That was the problem. It wasn't complicated, but let's just game this out for a little bit. If I had not done that, not thought of that, not, went digging deeper for an answer on that, I could have gone to a doctor. A doctor would have been like, oh, you have chronic fatigue. Oh, you have fibromyalgia. A bunch of diseases that are basically named after the symptoms. It doesn't explain anything. It just tells you, yes, your muscles hurt, and that's the label that they give it. I probably would have gotten a pain med, and I could have been on it indefinitely, and never would have known the real cause of it. And the thing is that if you don't figure out what's at the root causes of stuff like this, it eventually turns into an autoimmunity, and it eventually turns into multiple autoimmunities. So the point of this really is about stress. It's so tempting to put yourself on the back burner when you're stressed out. But we really shouldn't do that. That is bad for us. If you are in a chronically stressed situation, I just want to encourage you to have compassion on yourself. Don't put your own health last, especially if you're starting to physically feel crappy from it already. Do have compassion on yourself. And understand, take those extra vitamins, understand that you're going to be burning through it, and don't ignore fatigue or symptoms of any kind. If you're stressed out, remove yourself from the stressful situation if you can. Find ways to access that parasympathetic nervous system, meditate, sit in the sauna, sit in the hot tub, whatever you got to do to decompress. It's important actually to note, when you're stressed out, it's really hard to digest your food. So that's another thing that can contribute to the vitamin deficiency. When you're stressed, your body's like, don't give us this, we're busy. And you can get things like IBS, diarrhea, inflammation of your intestines, which are trying to reject the food so that they don't have to work really hard at digesting. You're busy doing other things. You probably notice that when you're very busy and very focused, you don't feel hungry, and this is why. So, whatever you've got to do, if you are feeling stressed out, love yourself enough to do it and don't feel bad about it. If you have questions about this, or you feel like this is you've got symptoms, or you're in a chronic state of stress and you also are sore or tired, or maybe have brain fog, there's a lot of it can lead to lots of things. Drop a comment, drop a question, email me. You can always find me at paradigmhealthlifestyle.com. And I hope this helps somebody, and I hope you have a great, beautiful, stress-free day.